Hello and welcome to another episode of Behind the Bar. I'm your host, Timmy Tayo. And today we're going to review Man United's draw against Everton 2-2 in Everton's soon-to-be old stadium, Goodison Park. In a game of two halves, really. The first half, of course, Man United conceded from a set piece where they just refused to clear the ball. Really a game of pinball in the box. First, a deflection off of Delos's knee, and then a couple of headers, and then it landed to the foot of Beto, who's probably the informed striker in the Premier League, who was able to finish with a snapshot right in front of goal to put Everton up 1-0. And then a few minutes after, with that high line, Maguire and the defense caught off guard, and another Onana mistake. In a comedy of errors, really, for 2-0. And the second half was much improved. Of course, Bruno Fernandes with a beautiful free kick deceiving Jordan Pickford to get United back in the game. And Manuel Ugarte leveling the scoreline at 2-2 with a great volley. And VAR definitely helped us at the end with Ashley Young. Really looked like he was trying out for a role in a movie with that acting. Unfortunately, too much theatrics, I think, in his case, was why the penalty was overturned. And then the game finished 2-2. And we're just going to review the main takeaways from today's game. And first, I think passing out from the back. Man United are just not good at it. Too slow, too pedestrian. Everton were able to really put pressure on that back line. And we just couldn't get the ball progressed from the defense to midfield to create attacks. At every attempt with Onana trying to play out from the back, we were unsuccessful, and it just put the team under pressure. And I think it's clear as day that United do not have the ability to pass out from the back. It just doesn't work. And I know that Amorim is going to stick with his tactics and stick with his philosophy, and he claims to be able to adapt. And I think we need to see more of that in the games moving forward, because on the evidence from what I've seen over the last few months, our ability to pass out from the back is just not there. And that goes right into the second point with another tactic with the high line. I think we saw that exposed today, especially when you're playing with Maguire and De Ligt as two of the three central defenders. Playing the high line simply does not suit them. We saw in that second goal, I think it was clear for everyone to see that Maguire was exposed with his lack of pace. Any defender with decent speed is able to recover and get back and try to nullify that attack. But with De Ligt and with Maguire playing the high line, this simply doesn't work. And I think, again, it goes back to the tactics that Amorim wants to employ with this squad of players not suiting those tactics. It's going to be interesting to see how he sets the team up moving forward, because Everton clearly exposed that high line today. There were a couple of attacks that they had that could have resulted in a goal, but for a couple key saves by Onana or just bad finishing, which could have completely changed the game and had the game gone away from us if it went 3-4-0 up, which Everton had the chances. And I think playing that high line with the personnel that we have, it doesn't suit the players. And I think Amorim has to really take a look at his tactics and the way that he sets his team up moving forward. Because yes, we got a point today, but it could have been very different had Everton taken their chances. My third point is the substitutions. Last game against Tottenham, I was very critical of Amorim for not making any changes. I think he brought on Chido Obi in the 91st minute and gave him 2 to 3 minutes. And today, we saw the substitutions change the game, right? Garnacho coming on, Lenny Euro coming on, adding some pace, and Man United controlled that second half. And I think the changes off the bench really helped to spark the team to life. We were able to help. I think Lenny Euro certainly helped with that high line with his pace, going back and able to cover the ground and cover the space in behind. And Garnacho making a huge difference, running at defenders and creating those 1v1s and creating space for Xerxes, who I think was the biggest beneficiary of having Garnacho come on, and a good fight back. And that leads me to my final point, which is the grit and determination that was showed in today's performance, especially in that second half. I think in the last few weeks, United go down by 2 goals, and that game's a write-off. We're not looking like we can claw back a 2-goal lead. But today they showed a little bit of fight, a little bit of determination, something that we haven't seen from Amarim's team. Yes, last year in December, we had the comeback against Man City, having been down 1-0, and same with Southampton, I think was the other game, down 1-0 and coming back to win those games. But in recent weeks, once we've conceded that first goal, it's only been one winner. And today, I have to give credit to the team for showing that fight away from home to come back from 2 goals down to earn a point, which moves us slightly further away from the relegation zone, still in 15th place, but we could be looking at that point being ever so crucial come the end of the season when the table is finalized. And so, like I said, a game of 2 halves, really. The first half was just dreadful. Man United did not register a single shot on target in that first half. And I think this keeps a record of, I think it's 9-10 games in a row without scoring a goal in the first half. And so the loss of Ahmad, the loss of Mainu has really hurt this team going forward. I think Ahmad is the leading goal contributor to this team in terms of goals and assists and goal contributions in general. And you take that out of a team that's struggling to score goals, and it's hard to see where the goals are going to come from. A credit to Bruno for stepping up with a beautiful free kick, and of course Manu Wate with a beautifully struck volley that earned a point. And we very well could have stolen all 3 points at the end of the game, and so could Everton, to be fair. And so I think a point at the end of the day was a fair result. And so we'll take the point, and we'll move on to the next game. And hopefully, I'm not going to say we can build on this because we've seen many false dawns throughout the season, but I'm hoping that this personality that was showed, this grit, this determination, can be a stepping stone as far as raising performance levels and raising the belief that this team can come together as a collective to put performances and results together. And so, decent point, we'll take it. Still in 15th position, but at least a point to the good. And yeah, I think that's really about it for me today. Not a lot of optimism, but at least we didn't lose the game and gained a point. And so happy with that coming from a losing position. And yeah, that's all for me today, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Certainly appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and share. It means a lot to the channel. And we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.